And we are recording. Good morning. Welcome to practice. We're going to begin laying down. A promising start. So laying down on the floor, legs bent, feet hip width and parallel. And tuning in the breath. And we can feel that the floor supports the alignment of the spine here. The alignment that gives the body the most ease when we're standing or walking or any activity. The sacrum, the shoulder blades, and the back of the head in one line, in one plane. Sometimes that doesn't feel comfortable, so a little bit of padding under the head might feel better for your neck. But letting yourself take in the feeling of that alignment. And as you feel your breath in your aligned spine, noticing where the body might be holding a little bit of tension, maybe your shoulders, maybe the back. And feel the breath flowing through that part of your body. I'm going to take the arms overhead and give yourself room to take them out to straight. And paying attention to whether the arms sit comfortably on the floor or not, or maybe one does, one doesn't. And let the breath flow through the armpits, the throat, the shoulders, the upper back. And relaxing your body back to the support of the floor. That movement of taking the arms overhead usually would mean that you're more arched in your lower back. So let your lower back relax. Good, and then we're going to interlock the fingers, keep them overhead, and turn the palms so they're facing away from your head, so to the wall behind you, and give yourself a really big stretch along the ribs, the armpits, the shoulders. And then keeping the fingers interlocked, but relax the elbows a little. And relax your back into the supported shape of the floor again. Good, and then bend your arms so you can change the interlock of the fingers to the other index finger on top. And stretch the knuckles, sorry, not the knuckles, the palms towards the wall behind you. And give your arms a nice big stretch. And then relax a little in your elbows. Relax your neck and your spine back to the shape of the floor. Good, and then release your hands. And we're going to either roll to the right side or roll across your feet at your ankles and roll on up and come into a seated position. Put your legs so they're comfortable for your knees and sitting high enough on the blanket to find that alignment again for your spine, your shoulder blades and your sacrum lined up one over the other, and the back of the head as much as you can find comfortably for your neck. And we'll do that with the arms again. So interlock the fingers and stretch out through the palm. And then let's reach the palms up towards the ceiling. Feel the spine. Does it feel like you're arching more in your lower back? So bring that sense of using your front core to press against the spine and lengthen the spine a little more. You don't feel like you're compressing. Nice work. Release that side and then opposite side. Interlock the fingers, stretching out through the palm. As you take your arms up, keep your shoulder blades down and feel the shape of the spine. Lengthening through the side ribs, the armpit. Beautiful. And then releasing. Nice work. Let's swap the cross of the legs if you've got your legs crossed. And we're going to lean over to the right side. Just lean as far as it's comfortable to start with for your spine. And roll the rib cage back, lift the heart up to the ceiling. Take your right arm back, but keep the shoulder blades towards the back waist. Feel that breath flowing through the rib cage, sides of the waist. Beautiful. Back up to center and second side. Reach over to your left side. Good. And take the right arm up and let it reach back. Draw the shoulder blades towards your back waist. Face relax. Throat relax. Nice work. And we're going to come into downward facing dog pose. Stretch your fingers out wide and press your fingerprints. Bend your knees and lift your heels and let your head hang down. And feel again the shape of the spine, the alignment of the spine, the shoulder blades and the back of the sacrum, the back of the head. We'll try and bring the chest a little closer to the front of the legs and start to pedal the legs. But what we're trying to do here, not so much stretch the legs, but bring the opposite armpit down towards the floor. So if my right leg's straight, the left armpit is opening towards the floor. And we'll do that from side to side. So if the left leg's straight, the right armpit is opening towards the floor. Great. Now, if you can't put weight on your knees, you can walk your feet forward and do this from a standing forward bend, or take forward virasana, so knees to the floor, big toes touching, arms out in front. Lengthening along your back. Feeling the flow of breath, particularly where the body resists here. Maybe your upper back, maybe the armpits. Hmm. Mm. And we're going to lift up onto the knees, bring them parallel, and walk the hands forward further. Bring the armpits towards the floor. We don't want to compress the spine or the discs of the spine. So adjust the front core of the body to support however feel you need. You feel you need. We're letting the shoulders be broad, space between the shoulders, the shoulder blade, space around the heart. Nice work. Lift up so you can lift up onto your feet and walk forward. Start to take little steps and feel a stretch in the back of the leg. And when you run out of room, come up to standing. Got a frog in my throat. Take the arms up. Excuse me. And Tadasana. Great. Come to the front of the mat, Tadasana. Chairs might be always useful to have handy for stepping forward and back. And you can use the seat of a chair instead of putting your hands on the floor if we're doing that. Tadasana. Inhale, arms up. Good. We're going to bring the hands in front of the heart to step back. And have a distance where you've got a pretty big stretch from front foot to back foot. Your back heel might not be on the floor, but press it towards the floor and bend your front leg. Good. And hands are at the heart. We're going to really try and lift the heart center. Good. Let the hips drop forward a little more. Good. And looking up. Great. Interlock your fingers, but keep your index fingers straight and reach them up to the sky. Good. We're going to drop the knees, the hips a little more, or back knees stay straight, sorry. Front knees bend. Take the fingertips up towards the sky, shoulder blades down, and looking up. Nice work. Undo your fingers. And we're going to step forward and balance. You're going to be balancing on your right foot. Left foot swings in front. And see if you can take a balance hold, exploring your wobbling. You might have your left tiptoes on the floor. You might be able to hold your knee. Some people are working on holding their foot. We haven't really stretched the hamstrings much this morning. So you might be like me, holding your foot with a bent leg. Nice. And then release that side. Inhale, arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Hands together in prayer position in front of your heart. Step your right foot back. So bigger distance, so you're getting a nice big stretch in your back leg. Press the back heel towards the floor, so the back leg is straight. And we want to bend the front knee as much as your knee allows so that the hips start to come forward, closer to the floor, and we're feeling that stretch in the front of the right hip. Feeling the breastbone lifting, the shoulder blades reach back towards your back waist. Belly is stretching. Good. Keep the index fingers together. Interlock your other fingers and take the fingertips up towards the sky. Shoulder blades down. Draw the thumbs back. Looking up. Beautiful. We're going to release. Hands back in front of the heart. Step forward, balance on your left leg. Mm. And finding your balance, which of course includes wobbles. Find which one you can hold. And always trying to do the same hold on both sides. Sometimes that's not possible if we've got an injury we're recovering from. And releasing that side. Tadasana. Inhale, arms up. Bring the hands down now into Uttanasana, standing forward bend. And as you forward bend, think about your spine. Feel that curve of the spine, the inward curve, and see if you can keep that so that it doesn't pop out to become an outward curve. Good, and put your hands on your legs. Maybe you can reach the floor and just let that stretch happen in the back of the legs. That might be from holding still. It might be from extra stretching one leg and then the other. See if you can find a big feeling of stretch in the back of the legs, but a nice easeful experience for the spine. Feel the breath. And then bend both knees and rolling up. And we're going to stretch the hamstrings again. Take the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. And again, coming into Uttanasana, paying attention, keeping your spine nice and easy. Good, reaching your belly out over your legs. Now we're going to hold one leg really straight. Even if the experience feels intense, letting that feeling in your body, letting yourself feel. Good, and then bend that leg and straighten the other. As intense as that might be. Neck relaxed. Just watch the shape of the spine. Try to keep the bones embedding forward. And now both legs straight. Ooh. Good. And then bend your knees and inhale. And coming up, arms up. Great. Bring the hands in front of the heart into prayer position. Step back into your long lunge again, left foot back. Find your balance. Bend your front knee. Good. We're going to bend the back knee as well. We're in a crescent lunge this time. Let's take the arms up by the ears so the arms are parallel this time, palms facing. But do try to bring the thumbs back, the small fingers up. Lift the breastbone. Good. We're going to bring the arms down beside the body, face the palms back and reach the palms back. Try to straighten both legs now, but keep the breastbone lifting, looking forward. The legs might not go all the way, the back leg will go to straight, but the front leg might not want to do that. But go as far as you can, straightening front. Nice. We're going to step forward, bring the hands in front of the heart, and balance on the right foot. Good. Draw a big circle with the left knee. So if your toes need to stay near the floor for your balance, you can draw the circle with your knee and your foot. Otherwise, if your leg is up nice and high, draw a big circle. and other direction. Good. And release that side. Padasana. Urdhva Hastasana. Hands in front of the heart. Big step back with the right foot. So you're in a long lunge. Bend your back knee, bend your front knee. And lift. Belly, heart center. Oh, let's take the arms up. Parallel, palms facing. Thumbs reach back. Small fingers reach up. Shoulder blades reach down. Back leg bending. Front torso lifting. Ah. Ah. Nice work. Bring the arms down by the sides. Palms facing back. Ah. Good. And then we're going to bring the torso forward and start to straighten the leg. Really straighten your back leg and feel that intense experience of trying to straighten your front leg. Good. Lifting the arms high. Arms up. Fingers back. Beautiful. We're going to step forward, balance on the left leg. The hands are at the heart now. Draw the shoulder blades down. And drawing a big circle with your right knee. Morning palm tree. And other direction. Feet underneath the hips. Tadasana. Inhale, arms up. And Uttanasana. Looking after your spine. Stretching your legs. Good. And we're going to walk the feet back into downward facing dog pose. Use it as an opportunity to really stretch the back of your legs. So press the heels down. Ah. Feel that upper back shape. Lengthening the armpits. Broadening the skin between the shoulder blades. Let the head just relax so the neck is relaxed. Press the heels, lift the kneecaps. We're going to draw a big circle with the hips, and we're going to do that by taking the hips left, bring the shoulders forward into a plank position, bring the hips forward to center, take the hips around to the right, come back into downward facing dog pose, hips back. So we're drawing that big circle with the hips by going from downward facing dog pose into plank pose and then back again. Good. One more. And then back in the other direction. Good. And back to center. Lower the elbows down towards the floor. Lower the knees gently to the floor. And forward virasana. Feel any impediment to bringing the chest closer to the floor. Feel the breath flowing in that impediment, that place or places in the body that feel resistant. So many valid reasons for that resistance. Appreciating. Good. Downward facing dog pose. Shoulders broad. Chest towards the front of the leg. Good. And then little steps forward, pressing your heels to the floor. And rolling up. Urdhva. Good. Tadasana. We're going to take the hands at the heart. Big step back with whichever foot brings you to the side of your mat so you can see your right. Toes turned in. And we're going to start making a big circle with probably drawing with the top of the head, but moving the spine that holds that alignment we've been thinking about. The back of the head, the shoulder blades, and the back of the sacrum. So a big circle around. And then the other direction. Those little movements to be had. Exploring. Now finish off when you're facing forward or you're leaning forward. Bring your hands onto the floor under your shoulders. Let's give the feet a nice big stretch, the ankles. So toes in, heels out. And stretch the outside of the ankles by lifting the inner arches, lifting the kneecap, quadriceps, the sit bones. You can reach the top of the head further forward or even down towards the floor. Some people can put the top of the head on the floor, heading to put it down between the feet. Feel the spine embedding into the front of the torso. Nice work. And we're going to sit on the floor from here. So I'm going to put my hands back under the shoulders and I'm going to jump my feet into a squat to sit down. But you might come up to standing and then help yourself get back down onto the floor. So think about how you move. And take your feet. We're going to take the arms behind and hold wrists or forearms or even elbows or upper arms. So when you take that arm bind, notice how it's much harder to slump forward or for the bones of the spine to pop out behind you. You're going to want to embed forward. So notice how that feels, making space for your belly and heart and lungs, and relax your shoulders. We're going to make that nice big circle again. So imagine it's the top of the head. We're going to keep the spine in that alignment and circle around the hips, foundation. might even be able to feel the muscle tense as it needs to, relax as it needs to, in the back core, the front core. As you circle around, and then the other direction. Mm. Good, and then back up to center, and we'll release the arm. Ooh. Okay. We're going to take the arms behind again. Actually, put your legs out. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see. Put your legs out to straight. And this time we're going to take the arms behind and interlock the fingers. And then try to get your arms straighter. This is the trick. We'll make a little more space at the front of the collarbone. Just making sure the arms are free to move from the rib cage, sides of the rib cage. Pressing down through your knuckles and getting your arms straight. And then we're going to try and lift those straight arms away from the floor without really leaning forward. They might only move, like me, a couple of millimeters. Ah. Beautiful. And then release that interlock quite strong. Let's just bring the arms in front and release, relax them for a moment. Sitting tall. Let's make some shoulder circles. Let go of any residual tension. So shoulders up to the ears, shoulder blades down. Beautiful. All right, we're going to go on the other side. So that just means crossing your interlock of your fingers the other way. Can you remember which way you did it the first time? All right, so the trick here is try lots of little wiggles to try and get your arms straighter and the heels of the hands touch. And sit tall. Use the front core of your body to support the back core. Good, and then see how you go, lifting your hands away from the floor. Ooh, maybe just a millimeter. Press the knuckles back, straighten the arms. Heels of the hands coming closer. Ooh, good. And then releasing. Hard work. And then we're going to leave. Finding your alignment again. I find some of those shoulder movements make my neck pretty tense. And maybe you do too. So just noticing if there's tension in your neck. And let's take a really soft approach to opening the shoulders again. We're going to take the arms overhead and they're going to be loose. So bent elbows. And try to get your elbows towards the floor, back of the hands resting. And if the hands don't reach the floor to rest, you can put your blanket under your hands so that you have something to aim for. Lower back, relaxing. Feel the breath flow through the neck and the shoulders, the armpits, your spine, your whole body. Good work. We'll take the arms out now from the sides, from the shoulders out to the side. Inside edges of your feet together and knees together. Lift your hips and swing them right, and knees go left. And turn to look over your right arm. And let your body take the shape of the posture. And don't try too hard. Let the tension in your body from moving your body first. Feeling the flow of the breath and a feeling of being relaxed and giving in to the posture. Let the upper body sink a little more heavily. Feel how the ribs expand with the breath. Beautiful. Now we're going to bring our awareness to the core and lift the legs with full support. Good, coming back to center. And lifting your hips and swinging them left, and knees go right. And at first we encounter resistance. Also the tension of using muscle to move the leg. So turn your head to look over your left shoulder. And keep letting go where you can. Feeling the flow of breath. Let yourself receive gifts of the pose. Give in. And then use your core awareness. So when you lift your legs, you feel the support from all of that muscle around the belly, the sides of the waist. Nice work. Hug the knees into the chest and rocking a little bit from side to side. All right, using the core now a little more. Take the arms back out from the shoulders. We're going to bring the knees so they're over the top of the hips and the feet are off the floor, knees at 90 degrees. Press your lower back in. Good. And just rock the knees a little from side to side. But we're going to keep the lower back pressing and feel the engagement of the core of the body. Keep your shoulders relaxed, your neck relaxed. Your throat relaxed. It's a really nice movement to remember when you know you haven't really been doing enough core exercise. You don't have to make big movements, but really pressing your lower back. Exploring right across front core to the side. Beautiful. And then release. Put your feet back down. We're going to take the arms overhead again to straight. And sometimes it's where the shoulder blades are sitting determines how effectively your arms fit into the floor or rest into the floor. So you might tuck your shoulder blade down towards your back waist a little bit more. Good. And then just relaxing. And we did this at the beginning of the class. Bring the feet hip width parallel. And noticing if there's any shift to the ease of the armpits, the shoulders, neck relaxed. And then we're going to release. And if you can lay out for your own Shavasana, please do. Bring your arms down onto the floor beside you, palms up. If, like me, you need to finish your practice now. Taking some nice deep breaths as you roll to your right side. Laying there for a moment. And then coming up to sitting. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Take the feeling of the practice with you. Namaste.